get him.
Dude, I'm a huge Pink Floyd guy.
I will bring him into the studio.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
But you know what they say? Never meet your hero.
Yeah, because it could disappoint.
Maybe I don't want to meet the guy.
It could disappoint.
I take your word for it, but it's true.
No, you want to meet this guy.
No,
he's a really good guy. You'd like him.
I'm just kidding.
He's actually from New York.
I'm just kidding around. You know, but you know how on the street, I got to think of instances where I heard so much about a guy, like legendary stuff.
Yep.
And then when I got older and I was side by side with the guy and started to see, I'm like, man, it's so true. Never meet your hero.
When I was touring as a magician, the act that was on the night before me was David Copperfield. You know, you're a magician.
Yep.
This is supposed to be your hero, right? This guy was
I heard he's not a nice guy.
Can I say it?
No.
Do I have to say it? You're going to bleep me 6 times if I say what he was. So just bleep, bleep,
I got
bleep,
it. I hear he wasn't
bleep.
a nice guy.
That's who he was.
Yeah.
And now I've got a contract. 9 o'clock in the morning, the stage is mine. It's 9:30. This guy's still got his crew out there collecting all his crap from the night before. He's got number 9 piano wire hanging from the ceiling so he can fly around.
You mean he can't fly? Just kidding.
You're going to start going.
Only
I know where you're going with
Sonny
this.
would say that, right?
I know where you're going with this.
Go ahead.
You know, he's an ordained minister, you know.
Yeah. Can't trick me like
I'm
that.
unloading a couple of trailers with my crew into the corner. I'm like staying over here trying to give this guy a little space. Even though the stage is technically mine, I respect this guy.
So it's your show right now.
Yeah, this is my stage.
But you're
right
giving
now.
him the respect you think he deserves at
Yeah,
this
I think
minute.
he deserves this because he's the man. He's David Copperfield,
Absolutely.
right? And I'm thinking he's going to say thank you, you know, for giving me the time to tear down. Oh, no. He comes over and he says, you need to get the hell off my stage.
Nice. Welcome to show business.
Get off your stage.
Now that's entertainment.
This is what he says to me. You need to get off my
with
stage.
the tambourines.
And I'm thinking, off your stage? What are you talking about? I got to act here tonight. Like, I need to set up. I'm like, trying to be nice. Now I met one of the heroes. And what did I do? I called my contact. I said, I've got a contract that says the stage is mine at 9 a.m. Here I am. I can't set up for my show tonight. So you need to do something about this. Here comes my client. What do? They throw Copperfield off the stage.
Because it's not his right to do that. He can't
Really?
do it. You're under contract.
They threw him off the stage.
They booted him.
So now he has to wait until after my contract expires to be able to take his number 9 piano wire out of the rafters and the catwalks. So now he's pissed off.
Sure.
Right?
Oh, yeah, now.
Because he
And
can't
now
get to
it's
his
like-
stuff.
Now he's putting a hit on you. They make you disappear.
Now it's Gianni's time. Now I'm gonna rub it in until there's no tomorrow. Because I know this cat's gonna be out in the audience waiting for my show to end and me to clear the stage so he can come in and get his stuff. So here comes the show. And I do, you know, motorcycle appearances, all this crap, Houdini metamorph, all this junk, right? And then I walk out and I grab this mirror and I look in it and I say, mirror, mirror in my hand, which magician is most grand? And I turn it around and it comes out and it goes, as you know, I do not lie. It is you, not that copper tone guy.
Oh,
boy.
What do you do?
And I went, well, at least the mirror's got a little class. Let's get on with the show.
So what was
I have no idea.
How did that relationship end after that?
After that,
Never
I have
seen
no
him?
clue because he wouldn't come talk to me then. I wish I never would have met him. Honestly, I wish I never would have met him. I would have had the impression that he would have been the guy that I always wanted to meet. And then after I met him, he became the jackass.
You know, so a lot of guys got the name and everybody else just plays the game.
Back to your
And
statement.
it ruined a lot of things for you.
It
Back
did.
to your
It ruined the
statement. Do
whole
you
art
really
of
want to
magic.
meet your heroes?
No.
Yeah. You got to be careful when you meet your heroes. You may be very disappointed. That's
I want
the
to remember
statement
my
there.
heroes the way I want to remember them.
Right. Yep.
Like you just said, I met my heroes before and it was a disappointment every time.
Disappointment.
The only one that I ever met that I actually could say lived true to that was a guitarist named George Lynch. And he played for a band called Dokken back in the days. And when I met him, he was just hilariously awesome.
Well, as you both know, I have some, you know, you would never think it, but I got a lot of country music experience.
Yeah, we heard.
Not to get into all that, But I think that's
which we can't yet.
I think
but
that's
we will.
more interesting of a story, at least to me, than all the mob stuff. But we gotta.
I think that's going to be a great
I think
time
when you
for all
finally
of us.
start touching on that, the audience is going to be like,
Yeah.
"What the f?" Because
that's a whole nother life
Yeah.
that you've accomplished.
We just have to start on Prince Street and Little Italy before we get there, right?
We're gonna be cruising in that direction. So
Let me just say this one thing about country music. I've had the pleasure and the honor to be around a lot of musicians, a lot of people in that industry, and I would tell you is some of them it was like I said, a pleasure and honor to meet, and some of them I wish I never would have met because it really
changes what you think
you see
of
who
them,
they
yeah.
really are.
changed my whole. I'll see that he or she performing on national television
And know who they really are.
and know who they really are
And that's scary.
as far as character.
Yeah.
Every
industry has them, right?
I mean, look, we're all human. People make mistakes,
Yep.
But yeah, I've been in situations where, I was just looking, going, I just can't believe it.
Can't believe that this guy was in my mind. This guy was my hero, and now I meet him. And
Other things too. I got to say this. I have to say this, and because he deserves the most credit, and he deserves the one to be talked about first, is Toby Keith. Toby Keith was, to me, the gangster of country music.
yeah, I can see that.
That guy,
the guy's
there was
music, the way he wrote,
let me tell you something. I could
what he
have
wrote. God
I could
bless.
have opened up bars with people along the ways.
Mhm.
Got a lot of offers from a lot of musicians.
Yep.
As I was opening the bars, as I was doing business. Why did I choose to put all my eggs in one basket?
Character.
Because of the guy's character.
Character, yeah. It's always character.
The amount of respect that I had for him, the way he lived his personal life, and the way he was.
Why are we sitting here today? Same thing. It's character.
It's respect.
Like I could look at
character,
50
respect,
guys
it's
who
all
want
those
to tell
things.
their story about the mafia and whatever else. I'm not going to work with them. They don't have the character to be able to do it. All they want to do is sit here and talk about me. I've got an ego. I'm a narcissist. I'm whatever else. That doesn't exist with you.
And there's a lot of the studios, maybe not as good as yours, that we could go to do that with. Why do we come here?
Same reason.
I think because I got a good
Respect,
Mexican place down the
genuine.
road.
No. It's the same. It flows the same way.
Yeah,
It does.
It has
does.
to.
It flows the same way. We got that respect for you.
100%.
And your character, the way you live your life behind business.
I appreciate that. I do.
Outside of business, you still have to be a good character, and that's the thing. If you pick up on that, and through life, you're going to meet a bunch of great people, and you're going to meet a bunch of, not great people.
Uncle Sonny, this brings me to something because I've read the comments on the podcast.
Okay.
Oh, so you did?
Let me tell you when I read them.
You told me you.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
I was
Now,
told to
I'm gonna
read
be
them like
cut
this.
level honest. Like I
gotta
don't
read 'em
talk
like
about it much, but I read them when I'm taking a dump in the morning.
Oh God, we needed that
It's
information.
the best time to read something.
I got nothing else to do, so like I
can't
pull
go
it up and
nowhere.
I go, "Hey, how's it doing? I'm interested to see how Frank's podcast doing."
Do you realize the best decisions are made and the best thoughts are made when you're on the bowl?
I wrote a script when I was on the bowl, and it was an award-winning film.
It's
I made it a day later,
my script from the bowl.
hands down, for
I'm
real,
gonna write
honestly.
a little book.
Like
From
this
the
is the God's
perils-
honest truth.
From the perils of
Oh,
my
God.
bowels.
How did we get off on this crappy subject?
No. Here's the truth. The
Go
truth
ahead.
is, I started reading the comments, and that's honestly that's the only time I really have time. Like
I get
if
it.
you look at it, all the stuff that I do in a day, I don't have a ton of time. So that's when I have the most time on my hands, and that's when I do the things that are important. And I was going, let me take a look at this. And as I read through all this stuff, I realized something. People have a distinct, almost expectation of what they want Frank to do on his podcast. They come out and they say, I want you to tell nothing but mob stories. All I care about is the mob. Frank says,
That's not real life either.
well, hang on. He says, I'm going to bring my friend Sonny in. He didn't say I'm going to bring my co-host in to do a show with me. He had that opportunity and nixed it, right?
Right,
He
right.
started out, he could have had a co-host, and instead he chose to bring a friend in. And the reason that all of this is working is because it's organic. You got 3 friends sitting in a studio right now, not talking about the mafia. We had some Mexican food. We had conversation all day. We did a lot of things today. And in the end, he got to present some things that people haven't heard before. That is a successful day. And that's the character I want to be around, not the guy who's saying, I'm doing this for the views. Frank came out and said, I'm doing this so that people will donate to dogs and kids.
Children, and yeah.
Very, very good point. We accomplished, when we leave here today, we accomplished something.